Hey everyone, I'm glad you're here with me today because we need to talk about something that affects nearly every family in America's Social Security. You might not have heard the latest, but experts are now saying that Social Security could run out of full funding even sooner than we thought. Just last year, we believed the system would stay fully funded until 2035. Now, it could be as early as 2034 or even 2033 for some parts. That's not some distant future, it's right around the corner. So let's break it all down and talk about what this means for you, your family, and your retirement. And while we're at it, let me know in the comments, have you or someone you know started planning for Social Security yet? What age do you think you'll start collecting, or have you already? I'd really love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future updates like this one. Now, Social Security has been a cornerstone of American life since the 1930s. When President Franklin D. Roosevelt first signed it into law. Back then, the system worked pretty simply. For every retiree receiving benefits, there were over 40 workers paying into the system. But fast forward to today, and that ratio has dropped dramatically to just about 3 workers for each retiree. You see the issue, right? Fewer people paying in, more people living longer, and drawing checks for more years than ever before. This hasn't exactly caught us by surprise. People have been warning about this for decades. But now, it's starting to feel very real, especially as the massive baby boomer generation continues to retire in large waves. Every day, thousands of Americans reach retirement age, and many of them start drawing on benefits right away. Here's another twist. Not long ago, just before President Biden's term wrapped up, Congress passed a law that increased benefits for around 3 million retired public workers like teachers and police officers. But as with most things in Washington, fixing one problem added another. That change came with a cost. It moved the projected end date of the Social Security Trust Fund up by nearly half a year. Little policy shifts like that have big ripple effects when you're talking about millions of people. So here's the headline. If nothing changes soon, the Social Security Trust Fund that supports retirement and survivor benefits will run out of reserves by around 2033 or 2034. That doesn't mean benefits stop completely. But the program would be forced to rely solely on incoming payroll taxes. That would only cover about 77% of scheduled benefits. So yes, checks would still go out, but they'd be smaller unless Congress steps in with a fix. Now what about disability benefits or Medicare? I'm glad you asked, because Medicare's in the same boat and possibly sinking faster. The trust fund that pays for hospital stays could run dry by 2033. More people need care. And costs have surged, especially with the pandemic backlog of delayed surgeries and treatments. It's like both systems got stretched thin at the same time. Because of all this, some people are choosing to start Social Security benefits as soon as they're eligible. They're worried the rules might change or money might dry up. They figure it's better to get in early before they raise the retirement age or reduce benefits. That makes sense, and I totally understand the concern. But here's the catch. Claiming early locks you into a smaller monthly check for life? So you really want to think this through. Everyone's situation is different, and there's no one-size-fits-all answer. Let's talk about where the former president stands on all this. Donald Trump has said he doesn't want to cut Social Security benefits directly. His team instead wants to reduce waste, crack down on fraud, and make the system more efficient. He even created a Department of Government Efficiency to modernize the program. It sounds great in theory, but some critics say it has made it harder for people to get real help when visiting offices or calling for support. So mixed results there. One of Trump's more controversial ideas was to eliminate taxes on Social Security benefits. Many people support this because it feels wrong to be taxed twice on the same money. But removing that tax means less revenue for the system. Less something else is brought in to make up the difference. Again, it's a trade-off. So what's the actual fix here? Experts have some ideas, but let me warn you, none of them are wildly popular. One option is raising the payroll tax slightly. Right now, both you and your employer pay 6.2% of your income into Social Security. Small increase could bring in billions. Another idea is to lift the cap on income subject to the tax. Currently, if you earn more than around $176,000 a year, you don't pay Social Security tax on the income above that. Some argue that higher earners should keep contributing on their full income. Others propose raising the full retirement age a little, or adjusting the benefits formula so wealthier retirees get smaller increases. The truth is, all of these proposals face political backlash. They call Social Security the third rail of politics for a reason. Touch it and your career might be toast. But waiting to act makes things worse. The longer Congress delays, the more painful the fix becomes. Acting now could spread the impact out over time and give people room to adjust. Waiting until we hit a crisis means harsher and faster changes, and nobody wants that. So if you're wondering whether to start your benefits early or hold out for a bigger check, I want to say this. It's a deeply personal decision. Think about your health, your savings, your work plans, and talk to someone you trust, maybe a financial advisor. If you've already claimed early, don't beat yourself up. You made the best decision you could with the information you had at the time. For everyday folks like you and me, the bottom line is simple. We can't just assume Social Security will be enough. It's wise to have backup plans. Maybe that's saving a bit more in a 401 or IRA, picking up part-time work, or having honest conversations with your family about how you'll handle expenses in retirement. Every bit helps ease the pressure. And here is something that might surprise you. Studies showed that working just 1 or 2 extra years before retirement can increase your lifetime income more than any other move. It's not possible for everyone, but if you can, it's worth thinking about. Also, don't forget about your health. Taking care of yourself now, regular checkups. Staying active can help you avoid big medical bills down the line and make your dollars stretch further. Before I go, I want to share a quick resource that might help. We've partnered with Chapter, a service that offers honest, free Medicare help. They'll connect you with licensed advisors who compare every Medicare plan in your area, and most folks save around $1,100 a year. Just call 615-639-1937 or visit askcaptor.org/money. The link's in the comments below. Now I want to hear from you. What's one thing you wish you'd known about Social Security earlier in life? Or what advice would you give your younger self about preparing for retirement? If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone you care about. We're all in this together, and I'm here to help you stay informed, prepared, and maybe just a little more confident about your future. Take care of yourself and your loved ones, and I'll see you next time with more simple, honest money talk.